Hey everybody, it's Shane and I'm back in the Felis 747-200F. I've been putting in a lot of time on this aircraft over the last few days, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I've kind of mastered it. I'm sure there's more that there is to know, but I feel pretty comfortable with the aircraft, and I want to pass on some knowledge that's been given to me onto other prospective pilots who may be interested in this plane but maybe a little daunted by it. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take this aircraft from Atlanta, where I flew it in last night, take it back up to Louisville. We're on VATSIM, so we may have some ATC coverage. We're going to go through everything, the flight planning, the cockpit prep, getting it started up, flying it, everything. We're going to load the nav database, the LTN 92 navigation system. We're going to do it all. So let's get on with it. So we're in a cold and dark cockpit, but before we even start here, what we need to do is do some flight planning. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going right now. So for flight planning, I use SimBrief basically exclusively for everything. I have a custom airframe set up right now. It's down here. You guys can take a look at this and I can send this to you. Just come over to my Discord and I'll be happy to let you see what it looks like. But essentially, I have this set up for the Felis 747-200F. It does have some passengers on here because there is some jump seats in the back. I've got all the weights. I've got everything set up. So come take a look if you want this. This is what we'll be using for flight planning tonight. So I'll click on New Flight. Up here, we'll type in UPS. The flight number is 716. I got my knee board here. 716, going from Atlanta to Louisville. I'm going to select my UPS 747-200F. Weird. Oh, you know what? This thing is not doing RNAV. I know why. This is probably a good time to figure this out. So let's go back to saved airframes. And I know that the aircraft isn't technically certified for it, but it can do it. So here's what I want to do is I'm going to go in here and set this thing up like this. It can do RNAV, just not great. Let's see here. LPV, well, maybe not LPV. Let's see if that does what we want. Let's try it again. New flight. Let's see if it allows us to do RNAV flights here. We may have to adjust the equipment code to get it exactly right. SDF, because it will fly them if you program them in. Okay, well, let's do it this way then. It's not loading the RNAV arrivals, so we'll do it this way. Let's go look at another saved airframe that does have that capability, and we're going to add it to our aircraft. So I'm going to go over to the MD-11, which I know does. And I'm going to take this ICAO equipment thing and see if I can copy and paste it. Okay, let's do that. So we'll go back over to airframes. I should have done this off screen, guys. Sorry. I didn't realize this was going to be a problem. But since we're in here, well, let me paste it. All right, let me save that. Now, when I go to a new flight, it should allow me to enter RNAV RNAV stuff, which I've successfully flown multiple times in this aircraft. So I don't think we'll have any issues with that. Why is it vectoring this around like this? That's better. Okay, there we go. That's the flight plan I want. It's got a departure and an arrival. I don't know what this thing was, but it basically had no departure and arrival. So there we go. We're gonna use this one, and we're gonna go ahead and generate the flight. Sorry about all that back and forth, guys, but it just wasn't giving me the departure and arrival that I was expecting. Okay, that flight plan looks good. So what I'll do now is I'm going to pre-file this on VATSIM. So click on here, click on pre-file, add my comments there, and hit flight plan, file. Flight plan is filed. So I'm done with SimBrief now, guys. We don't need it anymore because it has no takeoff and landing performance anyway, which we don't really need. And the rest of the stuff we're going to transfer over to Navigraph. So we're done here. I'm going to go ahead and log into XPilot so we can start getting our PDC for later. Cool. Now I'm going to bring up Navigraph. So hopefully you guys have this program. If not, I recommend paying the monthly fee or the yearly fee for it because it's invaluable. We're going to need it a lot for our flight. I'm going to click Import Flight from SimBrief and ATL to SDF. It's probably our IFR clearance. So there we go, guys. We have our flight plan here. It's got the departure runway and the departure. We have the arrival. And what I'm going to do is pre-fill this out right now. Looks like we'll be landing on 35 left at SDF. So I'm going to select the ILS 35 left approach from Bourbon. Click this, add it to the route. Cool. And then I'll bring this up because we're going to need it just a little bit. But I'll move this off screen. And from this point, we're going to go ahead and... Hey, what's up, everybody? From this point, we're going to go ahead and get the aircraft turned on. So let's go ahead and run our initial cockpit preparation checklist. Over here to chocks, I'm going to go options. Oh, nope. I'm going to go to ground. Set chocks.
Cockpit to ground. Put the chocks on.
And connect the ground power unit.
Connect ground power.
Okay. I'm going to release the parking brakes. Then I'm going to go over here to the flight engineer panel. And I will use my flashlight here because I can't see. We're going to turn on the battery.
Parking brake released.
And turn on standby power. And then we're going to hit the external power to close and close. All right. Galley power right here to on. Flight deck lighting. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start over here on this panel. I'm going to turn this panel light up to midway, circuit breakers, midway, circuit breakers, mid, and in the background just a few notches to give us some extra lighting. Indicator lights to dim because it's nighttime. Now to the overhead panel. Main panel background. Midway up. Overhead panel midway up. Indicator lights to test. And then to dim. Now to the front panel. I'm going to turn this up to midway. A couple clicks on this. To the center pedestal, I'm going to do center pedestal forward and stand midway. Okay, now we got the cockpit lighting set up really nice. Yeah, man, the TFDI MD11 is really nice. You have it in Microsoft 2024. Indicator lights, overhead, and flight engineer are set. Window heat power is going to be here. I hit that on. I'm going to do window heat on 1 through 4. Probe heat. Nope, wrong button. Probe heat on left and right. Emergency light switch. Guard closed. Seatbelt signs on. Yeah, I recommend it in 2024. It's even better. All right, nav lights. We're going to go nav lights on.
Tower, good evening, American 1882.
Logo light on.
Visual 2, 7 left.
All right. Wing lights, we'll turn those on for now. Okay, radio master up here. essential on, number 2 on. Hey, aircraft maintenance, maintenance and aircraft state. I'm going to go over to the back to the EFB, and I'm going to check service. Make sure all these quantities look good. They look great. Okay, takeoff warning system. I'm going to move the throttles up. There you go. Throttle. Takeoff warning system is checked. Weight and balance. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to the, we're going to do this in 2 places, payload and refuel. So I'm going to click on payload. And now we're going to pull up our flight plan that we just did from SimBrief. And I'm going to take a look here. So we'll start with the weights. So we have 5 passengers and 181,000 pounds of payload. Okay. So now I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to use I'm going to hover over this number and use my middle mouse wheel to increase that. And then over here, I'm going to use the middle mouse wheel to move this up to 181. Then I'm going to click instant board and load. You'll see the aircraft kind of shudder a little bit. We're taking on all that extra weight. Okay, so now the payload and cargo is set. Now I'm going to go to refuel, and we're going to check our fuel from the flight plan. And our fuel is going to be 52,334 pounds. That's how much we need to put on an aircraft right now. So we'll just round that up to 54,000 fuel. I'm going to use the mouse wheel here and set this to 54,000 pounds. Okay. Then I'm going to click instant refuel. You can sit here and use the tanker to do it, but it takes forever. This is an instant thing, so we can press on with the mission. So weight and balance is set. Just for fun, we'll go ahead and take a look at our performance calculator since we're in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click read data from sim. So this is our actual aircraft weight and our takeoff CG and recommended flap setting. And let's see here. Does that track? Yes, it does. I put extra fuel on board, and this is the actual current aircraft weight. We're going to burn some fuel during taxi. Okay, now I'm going to come down here and click read sim weather. And I'm going to put the airport and select the runway, which is 26 left. Okay. Click read sim weather again. And then these are going to be our V-speed calculations here. V1, VR, V2, and our flap retract speeds. And then over here is a cool button called set speed bugs. So these are these little things on your airspeed indicator. They tell you different phases of flight when you need to do stuff. If you click this button here, set speed bugs, it sets them to these numbers right here. So that's pretty cool. All right. Now that was the easy part. Now we get to do the hard part, which is setting up this LTN-92, which is the longest part of the setup of this aircraft. But let's go ahead and get on with it then. So we're going to go up to the overhead panel now, and we're going to go up to our INS buttons and click each one to standby. So pilot, flight engineer, co-pilot. Okay. Now I'm going to go back down to each one of these things, and I'm going to click clear, clear, clear. You have a total of 3. Okay. Now we need to grab the latitude and longitude for the aircraft, which is right here. I'm going to write this down. North 333933 and west 842506. All right. Now we need to set that initial position on each thing. The cool thing about the Felis is if you click this button and you see it blinking, your keyboard is now active. So watch this. I'll press north and I can type in the numbers 333933. Enter. Then I'll press west 842506. Enter. Okay, now I'm going to go over to this one. Do the same thing. North 333933. Longitude west 842506. Enter. And down to the number 3. Click it so it's blinking. North 3339. Oop, I did it wrong. Let's try it again. North 333933. Enter. West 842506. Enter. All right. Then I'm gonna unclick the blinking light. If you don't, your keyboard's not gonna work anymore until you do it. Once that's done, we're gonna go back up to the overhead and press all 3 of these to align. Okay, align, align, align. Now we're gonna build our flight plan. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna build our flight plan on this number 1. We're the pilot tonight, so we're on the left-hand side, and we're gonna slave over to the other 2 from this one. So how we're gonna start it off is I'm gonna go over to waypoint, and I'm gonna hit enter. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab my flight plan from Navigraph, and we're basically gonna enter every one of these fixes in here, just as if it was an RNAV approach or departure, right? So every one of these little spots here, we're going to enter into the INS, and it should more or less kind of try to attempt to sort of follow it. I've had mixed results with it. It doesn't really like sharp turns like this, so you may kind of end up cutting the corner or going a little bit wide, but it will make a good attempt to fly these RNAV departures. So I'm going to go back to the flight plan, and I'm going to just go down this list and put in every single one of these waypoints. So I'm going to move this over to the right-hand side. Yeah, you can do that too. You can insert present position, but I kind of enjoy typing in the latitude and longitude. You're right, you can do that. What he's talking about, guys, is going over here to INS tools and just put insert present position, okay? And it will put that into the INS for you, but I like to type it. But you can do that if you don't want to type. So now I'm going to click this button here so it's blinking, and I'm going to start typing in these waypoints. I'm going to go fast. MPass. Uh-oh, did I do that wrong? Oh, okay. So sometimes you're going to find waypoints that have more than one. Okay? Like there's multiple fixes in the world that have the same name. It'll tell you which one you want, okay? So clearly, we don't want the one that's in New Zealand. We want the one that's in the United States. And if you notice these latitude and longitude points, they correlate very closely to our present position. So if this is the one you want, you hit enter to accept. Now we can press on. All right. ZLAN. World. Varnum. Glazer. Oh, see, I typed it in wrong. So let's go clear to return. Let's try that again. So it's smarter than we are. If you type in a waypoint that it doesn't know, it's going to say, I don't know what that is, so just tell me what latitude and longitude you want since you don't know what you're talking about. So it's kind of dummy proof. Air Rush. Cobbs. Lettle. Potty. Oldies. Kylaw. Bourbon. All right, now, this is what I do in addition to this, just in case. So obviously, this will get us down to the initial approach fix, but with the assumption that we're going to continue flying this ILS 35 left approach, which is what I would prefer or what I'm going to request, I'm going to also enter these waypoints here all the way to I have a waypoint on the ILS approach in case we get a direct to. So let's say we're over here near Lettle, and then the controller says you're cleared direct to Ollie, cross Ollie at 4,000, cleared for the ILS approach. I can just go direct to this, and I don't have to figure out what heading to fly. So I put these all in. We can always change them later if we need to. But let's go ahead and continue putting in all these fixes here, because I found that it works better for me to do that. So red bird. Oh yeah. RD, BRD, Redbird, Ollie, Knox, Cardinal, Bar, and I'm going to go ahead and put KSDF as the final fix. Just in case somebody said go clear direct KSDF. Okay, that's it. The flight plan is done. Now, we've got that built, but I need to get them into the other two. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to go over here, click on Status, click on the down button, click on EXP. Nope, correction. Let's start over again. I'm wrong. Status, down button, and RMT. Now I'm going to move the mouse up to where it says exfil slave and press enter. Okay. Now I'm going to go down here and do the same thing. Status, down, RMT, scroll it to exfil slave and press enter. Okay. Now to the main one, I'm going to click status. Nope. Let me clear that. And I'm going to call this, oh, sorry, back to this real quick. When you're done, you hit enter. And now we're going to call this UPS 716. That's our flight number. I'm going to hit enter. Storing route. Okay, now back over to status, down, RMT, and I'm going to go to exfil master and press enter. Okay, 19 waypoints. That tracks. Enter to select. System B ready, System C ready. So this is telling us that the LTN92 on the co-pilot side and on the flight engineer side is ready to accept our flight plan. So when I hit enter, it's going to commit to filling these things up. Let's do it. Enter. Now it's going to start transferring the waypoints that we put in here to the other two LTN92s. Okay, we only have 19 waypoints, so this won't take too long. Okay, flight plan, crossfill complete. Okay, a couple more things we gotta do here. Let's go back over to status, down arrow. Now I'm gonna click EXP, and I'm gonna turn on enable RNAV. So I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm gonna scroll down, enable TMix. Okay, and then back to status over here. And I'm gonna do the same thing on all of these. Status, down arrow, EXP, enable RNAV, enable TMix. All right, back to status. So what that means is that this will allow these systems to use VORs to update their locations as we fly. If you have RNAV enabled, and then TMix enables all three of these to talk to each other to make sure they're as accurate as they can be. So if you have two that are like agreeing with each other and a third one that isn't, it's going to allow that third one to kind of align with the other two, because it's more than likely that the one that's way off is the one that's bad and the other two are correct. It just adds redundancy to the system. Okay, so we are all set here, guys. These LTNs should be programmed. Now that that's done, we're going to go up to INS switches and go to nav, nav, and nav. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and on our MCP here, we're going to switch this HSI to INS and INS. Okay, right now it's on radio, so it'll follow VOR in radio mode, and down on INS it will follow the LTN92's guidance. Okay, so the initial cockpit preparation checklist is now complete. Let's go ahead and press onto the final cockpit preparation checklist. First step is to review our IFR clearance, which we have here. So we are cleared via the Varnum 2 departure glazer transition, maintain 10,000 feet. Okay, we should start dialing that in right now. Let's do it like this, it's faster this way. Initial altitude is 10,000 feet. Okay, departures on 132.975. And contact ground on north end of ramp. Okay, squawk code 2257. So IFR clearance is obtained. TCAS 2257. (2257) is set. Radios, we'll set those for departure. So we have tower on this, and then we're going to be switching over to Atlanta Center on 132.975. So 132.975. I'll turn the volume down for now because I don't want to hear it. But there we go. Radios are set for departure. Nav. Okay. So what I would recommend here at this point is let's put in a couple VORs that are close to us. Let's do this one here. This will probably be good. And I'm going to click Tune Nav 1 and Tune Nav 2. So that tuned our navigation, our VHF radios to that VOR. And what that's going to allow the LTN92 to do is update off of these two stations after we take off to make sure it's in the right. It's going to use the DME to sync itself to where it thinks it's at to confirm the lat longitude that we put in. So we'll keep updating these throughout the flight. Okay, fuel quantity. 54,000 pounds, checked. Flight altitude is flight level 290. That's set here. Flight directors on left and right. And now it says flight director pitch bar. That's going to be this thing right here. You see how it's raising up? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this and go over to the performance calculations. It will tell you the initial pitch that we should be flying after takeoff to maintain V2 plus 10. So 17 degrees of pitch. What's up, T-Fox? Hey, what was up with your stream earlier? I didn't hear you talking. What were you doing on there? You're being all clandestine. Okay, 17 degrees. So typically they only let you put up to 15, but basically max it out. So you have a target to pitch for after takeoff. MCP airspeed set for V2. That's set. MCP heading, we'll set it to the runway heading, which is 275. Okay. MCP altitude is set to initial altitude by ATC, 10,000 feet. Altimeters, let's grab the weather. Oh, yeah, I just hopped in real quick, but I didn't stay because I didn't understand what was going on. Sorry. Okay, let's get the IFR or ATIS information. Uniform is current. The wind is 330 at 7, 10 miles visibility. Scattered at flight level 250, temperature 11, dew point 5, altimeter 3013. Okay, expecting departures off 26 left. Expect RNAV off the ground. Okay. So the altimeters are 3013. I'll set both of these. That's set. Auto brakes on the overhead. Right over here, I'm going to select that to arm for takeoff. APU. Okay. Let's go ahead and set up the APU now. So we're going to fire that up. So we're going to go hold it to start. And once you see the RPMs rise, you can let go and they will go back to on. We're going to let that spool up. Okay, APU is running. So let's turn on the bleed air and APU gens, which is going to be these four switches here. So close, 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 and close. Okay, now we get APU power on 1 and 2. Departure briefing. All right, guys, getting ready to take off now. Let's do the departure briefing. We are currently on the ground at Atlanta. We're at the North Cargo Ramp. We're going to push over this way here. Let me show you that. We're going to push over here to the left, and we're going to taxi down this way here. I think it's Alpha 13. I'm expecting a left turn over here, cross 26 right, and then depart on 26 left. Yes, I'd love to see it. Maybe you can find something better than Drishel Max mod. Okay, Alpha 11. We'll take Alpha, cross at Bravo 15 here, and take Bravo over to 26 left. Full length departure. We'll be flying the Varnum 2 RNAV. Oh, that's loud. Okay, Varnum 2 RNAV departure. The instructions for 26 left. Climb on heading 275 to intercept course 300 to impasse. Then on depicted route to Varnum. Maintain 250 knots to Z-land. Top altitude 10,000 feet. Cool. No questions? Let us proceed. Okay, departure briefing is performed. I'll call the tug.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Thanks, bro. All right. Before start checklist. Doors and windows. Let's see here. Are all closed. Hydraulic air-driven pumps.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Go ahead and hit that parking brake when you're ready.
Parking brake set.
All right. So now we're going to turn on our hydraulic pumps. We're going to go air pumps to auto. Hydraulics are pressurizing. Fuel pumps set for taxi. So we're going to turn all these on. Okay, we are set for taxi. Cross feed valves are set. Parking brake is set. Wheel chocks and ground power unit. So we'll go over here to the ground power and we're going to remove the chocks.
To ground. Remove the chocks. Cockpit to ground. Disconnect ground power.
All right. Now beacon lights on.
Ground power disconnected. Chocks removed.
Thanks, bro. Oh, God dang. Okay, trim air. Engine bleeds. I'll start number 1 here because the engine bleed needs to be open for the engine to start. So we'll go ahead and open number 1 right now. ACARS. Can't forget that. Yeah, I'd love to. I'll test it out for you, Fox, whenever you have it ready. Okay, ACARS is coming online. So for UPS Virtual Air Cargo, who we're flying for tonight, we use smart cars. I've already loaded this flight up on our website. So I just need to make sure that the text here. All right, there it is. All right, ACARS is running. Push and start.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
About there will do. We'll block in this FedEx guy because they're the enemy anyway.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Heavy, RNAV to Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff. RNAV to Snuffy, clear for takeoff.
All right, guys, I think we're ready to go. Any questions before we begin?
Delta 481 is at the end of Foxtrot. Do you want me to turn on to...
Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Let's go ahead and go.
Parking brake released.
Delta 480.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, thanks, Delta 481.
All right, guys, we're pushing. So let's go ahead and start engine 1. So up here on the overhead panel, we're going to hold this button down to ground start until we get the valve open.
Starting engine 1. Starter valve open.
Okay. You can release it once you get the valve open.
Right tone, Bravo, hold short 26 left at Bravo 49, 1974.
N2 10%.
Hey, fuel on.
Fuel on.
Delta 31,
Light up.
Slow, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Arnav to Slow, clear for takeoff on 27 right now, so 31.
United 28, heavy, Atlanta Tower, everything good?
Atlanta Tower, United 28, throttles are now...
Starter off.
Cool. Good start on 1. Starting 2.
United 28, heavy, roger.
So press and hold this down till the valve's open. Oh, no, it won't start, guys. Remember, you have to open the bleed valve for the engine for it to start. So we're moving engine 2 bleed valve is on. Now let's try it again.
Starting engine 2. Starter valve open.
1871 on approach for 27 left.
Delta 1871.
Okay, rotation on 2.
27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 27 left, Delta 1871.
United 5195, contact departure, have a good flight.
N2 10%.
Okay, fuel on.
Thank you very much for your
Fuel on.
United 1974, cross runway 26 left, at Bravo 4,
Light up.
point echo to the ramp.
6 left, Bravo 4, echo to the radar, United 1974, good night.
Delta 481, runway 26 left, line for wait, traffic crossing downfield.
Left and right, runway 26 left.
Okay. Bleed valve open for 3. Starter valve on 3.
Starting engine 3. Starter valve open.
2103, super, cross runway 27 left at the approach and hold.
Okay, rotation on 3.
November 13.
Cross 27 left, hold short 27 right, November 13,
Delta
N2 10%.
Fuel on.
2.907.
Delta 2.907 on 5.
Light up.
Delta 782, heavy, Atlanta Tower, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 26 right, Delta 782 heavy.
Delta 481, RNAV to Nuffy,
Starter
runway
off.
26 left, clear
Okay,
for takeoff.
and bleed valve on engine 4. Starting 4.
Starting engine 4.
Delta
Starter
1871,
valve open.
welcome to Atlanta, cross runway
Okay, rotation on
26
4.
right at Tango, join Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
N2 10%.
Hey, fuel on 4.
Fuel on.
2103, super, cross runway 27 right at November 13. Make a right
Light
turn
up.
on Lima and Lima Alpha.
Cross runway 27 right and November 13, right on Lima Alpha, 27 right.
Starter off.
And on 2103.
Okay, good starts. After start checklist. Engine and wing anti-ice is not required. Engine bleeds are on. APU bleed valve is off. Pack valves are open on 1, 2, and 3. Pack
Tow is
controls
disconnected
auto.
and bypassed and has
Isolation
been removed.
valves are
Hand signal
open.
will be on the right. We'll see you next
Research
time
fans on
and
2,
have a
3, and
great
4.
flight.
I don't use 1 because it makes the cockpit too loud. Hear it? It's too loud. Engine generators. Don't forget those. So we're going to go all 4 of these to close.
132.97.
Okay. APU. Once you have gens on, APU to stop. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dim some lights here. Ground signal is good.
Thank you.
Okay, taxi checklist. Flaps set for takeoff. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Okay. Stab trim is supposed to be 4.0. I'm going to set it to 6 because this thing I found is very nose heavy. So I like to add about 2 extra units of takeoff trim than what it calls for. So we'll use 6 even though it calls for 4. Takeoff data. V1 is 129, rotate 133, V2 152, flaps 10 up at 165, flaps 5 at 185, flaps 1 205, and flaps up is going to be 225. And the bugs are set. Okay, takeoff thrust setting.
Delta 1425.
Okay, we're going to go down here and set this to takeoff and a 10% D rate because we're very light tonight. N1 mode. N1, D rate minus 10%, takeoff. Anti-skid, we're going to go ahead and close this guard. Runway turn off lights on. Inboard landing lights are on. Taxi clearance. Atlanta Tower, good evening. UPS 716 Heavy at North Cargo with information uniform, ready for taxi 26 left.
UPS 716 Heavy Atlanta Tower, confirm squawking mode Charlie, please.
Mo Charlie for 716. Oops.
Delta 782, welcome to Atlanta. You can cross runway 26 left at Bravo 2, join Echo to the ramp.
Guess I missed that.
Good, cross 26 left at Bravo 2 and Echo to the
Yep,
ramp.
transponder, I missed it right there.
Antonov 2103 Super, runway 27 right, line up and wait, traffic crossing downfield.
Runway 27 right, line up and wait, Antonov 2103 Super.
Waiting on taxi clearance. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot harder for me. I've flown the 747-400, obviously not a real one, in the sim, and the 800, and I like my magenta lines and my VNAV. Anti-skid hydraulics. Anti-skid hydraulics. What's that about? Oh, we got hydro on. And Atlanta Tower, UPS 716, where's squawking mode, Charlie? 26 left.
UPS 716 Heavy, thank you. Runway 26 left. Taxi via Alpha, hold short 26 right at the approach end.
Okay, taxi via Alpha, hold short 26 right, UPS 716 Heavy. So I have anti-skid,
Antonov 2103
hydraulics.
Super, Arnett to Sea Park, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Arnett to Sea Park, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff, Antonov 2103 Super.
Anti-skid hydraulics. Let's see here. What do we got going on? We got hydraulics on. Not quite sure why we're getting that one. We'll see if it resolves as we taxi out.
Parking brake
Oh,
released.
duh. Because the parking brake was set. Let's go. This thing does take quite a bit more thrust than what I'm used to. Normally, in most aircraft, we get moving around 40%, but this thing takes quite a bit more. I'm not sure if it's the flight model. Maybe there's too much rolling friction. All right, nose wheel steering. Left and right. Brakes. Checked. Okay, once we get on taxiway Alpha, we'll go ahead and try the, we'll check out the flight controls.
Antonov 2103 Super, contact Atlanta Center 132.907.
132.975 for center, have a good one, Antonov 2103 Super.
Okay, clear on the right, clear on the left. Alright, flight controls. Ailerons left.
Cargo
Ailerons
Lux 4
right.
Heavy,
I'm reading that
Atlanta
over
Tower,
here.
runway 27 left, clear to land.
Elevator up. Elevator down. Rudder left. Rudder right. Using the rudder pedals for steering right now. I just need small inputs to keep it on the center line. Alright, the brakes and the flight controls are checked, and nose wheel steering. Taxi checklist complete.
UPS 716 Heavy, cross runway 26 right at the approach end. Make a left on Bravo, hold short 26 left.
Okay, cross 26 right at the approach end. Left on Bravo, hold short 26 left. UPS 716 Heavy. Yeah, this thing takes a lot of thrust to taxi. I might go ahead and edit the flight model a little bit. I think there's a little too much rolling friction in it. And less shady, the 747 just takes a lot of more thrust than most aircraft to taxi. Let me know what it's supposed to be. Alright, let's get all the lights on as we cross the active runway here.
Delta 2423 Atlanta Tower,
Approaching
runway 26 right, clear to land.
26 right.
Oh, a little too much nozzle steering there.
UPS 716 Heavy, RNAV to impasse, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Tower 716, we're going to need about 30 seconds to run some checklists. And we're going to hold short.
UPS 716 Heavy, roger, cancel takeoff clearance, hold short 26 left.
Cancel takeoff, clearance, hold short 26 left, UPS 716 Heavy. Yeah, if this was any other aircraft, I could just take it, but I got to do some setup here. Okay, parking brake.
Parking brake set.
All right, before takeoff checklist, fuel pumps are set for takeoff. Fuel cross-view valves are set. MCP roll mode on heading. Exterior lights. Wixer normal. All right, so also we're going to go in here to leg, and we're going to go ahead and activate our first waypoint. Okay?
Cargo X4 Heavy, welcome to Atlanta. You can make a left turn and join Romeo to South Cargo.
Cool.
Make a left turn here, join Romeo to South Cargo. Cargo X4 Heavy, thanks so much.
So it sounds like the breakaway thrust is about right. On most aircrafts it's 40%, but I can see why this thing's so heavy it won't do it. And Atlanta Tower, UPS 716, holding short 26 left, we are now ready for departure.
UPS 716 Heavy, RNAV to impasse, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left,
Parking
RNAV
brake
impasse, UPS 716 Heavy.
Approaching 26 left.
Hey, we're clear for takeoff.
On runway 26 left.
All right, crew, let's do it.
Tower United 28 is ready to copy for taxi.
United 28 Heavy Atlanta,
Hey.
Tower Hello, runway
Set
2,
takeoff
6
thrust.
left, taxi via
Stabilized.
Foxtrot, and information, Victor's currently on, you got it.
Taxi via Foxtrot 26 left with confirmation.
Thrust set.
Thank you.
Victor's current.
Oh, thank you.
80 knots.
Okay, thrust hold.
B1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
All right, let's go to INS.
Gear is up.
EPS 716 Heavy, contact departure on 133.4, or correction, 132.907, good night.
3297 for UPS 716 Heavy, so long.
Yep.
All right.
You have slow down. Roger, we'll keep the best speed we can, 3911 at contact tower on 1.
All right, let's go. Climb.
1472 Atlanta. You have to fill the order the traffic at your 12 o'clock in 3 miles inside. Yeah, we got the traffic 1472. At 1472, clear visual approach runway 27 left. You can go ahead and slow back to your final approach speed. Contact the tower moment out of 1. Clear visual approach 27 left, final approach speed and contact tower 19-1 for 1472. West at 1805, fill at your 12 o'clock in 12, port fill set. Field inside, west at 1805. West at 1805, clear to approach runway 26
Nice, that's speed
right, contact
250.
tower 921. Clear for visual for 26 right, contact tower on 119.1, west at 1805. FedEx 105, maintain that Mach number until Memphis Center 3255.
Flaps 5.
FedEx 105, 132.55.
Atlanta Center, good evening. UPS 716 Heavy with you. Climbing through 6,000 for 10,000.
Delta 304, 132.55. 132.55, Delta 304, thank you, bye-bye. FedEx 105, Atlanta. Atlanta, send up Delta 2286 Heavy, flight level 30. 399 Tango, I'm trying to get you over there. Fighting 220, I'm about to get direct to Goodwill here in a second. 220, no worries, we're going to listen to the show, 399 Tango.
Flaps 1.
FedEx 105, Atlanta.
Flaps 1.
Go ahead, FedEx 105. Yep, switch to Memphis 3255, let them know your Mach number. Switch to Memphis 3255, see ya. 226, switch to Memphis 132.55, let them know your Mach number. Center South 98 with you, flight goal 320. FedEx 1209, flight heading 180, reduce speed to 210.
Flaps up.
210, big
Flaps
heading,
up.
close your neighbor.
Heading 180, UPS 716, Atlanta Center, climb maintain for level 290.
Climb maintain 290. UPS 716.
Good 399 Tango, you cleared at the Goodwill, cross Goodwill at or above.
Okay, we're gonna autopilot on.
Clear our nav, GPS, runway 23
Let's
left, center
go.
Knoxville.
Vertical speed mode. Altitude select.
23 left, approach is Knoxville, Tango. 220, the American to the south, for exchange approved.
Okay, so I'm going to use vertical speed.
Rear winds 492, descend,
Accelerate to 250, and then we'll go to IAS
maintain
mode.
14,000, the Atlanta altimeter 301 trees, bed back to final.
Okay, at 250, I'm going to click IAS. Capture that airspeed for climb.
Those for runway 492 only.
10,000.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to vertical speed mode.
FedEx 12 and 09, fly heading 240.
Drop down to 1,000 feet a minute.
126 right.
And we're gonna accelerate to our climb speed,
240, localized.
which is 317.
Southwest 1098, Atlanta Center, walk home.
Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gears up, handles off, flaps are up, exterior lights,
Shorty.
holding for altimeters.
Okay, climb maintain for level 3, 0. I'm not okay, whoever's on Brucey standby, Southwest 69, climb maintain
Alright,
for
once we
level
get to
3, 0.
317 knots, I'm gonna engage IAS hold again.
You're feeling safe, FedEx 12 09. FedEx 12 09, clear visual approach, runway 26 right, tower 19-1.
Okay, IAS.
19-1, FedEx 12 09.
Alright, so what we're doing now, guys, is we're climbing
Southwest 69,
So fly over
contact
290.
Indianapolis 128.22.
with climb thrust, and I'm using airspeed to control the airspeed. Sorry, airspeed to control the rate of climb. Right, so
Correction, that is 5195, it's going to be 132.55.
we're maintaining 317 knots and a steady power state, and we'll get whatever climb rate we get out of that.
United 5195, contact 132.55. Delta 226, Atlanta. Atlanta Center, good evening, Delta 2286, heavy flight level 380.
Alright, I'm going to tune some new VORs here. That'll help keep our LTN92 updated. So I'll click on here, INS,
2286, Atlanta Center.
DME list, and I'll grab, how about this guy right here? To nav 1 and 2.
Southwest 1098, descend. Send and maintain for level 240. United 5195, Atlanta. Oh, United 5195. United 5195, benefits 132.55. Go over to Memphis Tower 122.55. 132.55. Sorry about that, 132.55. Delta 304, Atlanta Center. Delta 226, Atlanta Center. Delta 481, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
132.55, thanks, Delta 481.
Runway 492, split a visual approach, runway 26 right, the north side. Atlanta approach,
Okay, flight level 180. Let's go ahead and do altimeters standard.
Western 1805, Atlanta departure, ready contact out of 3000, fly heading 095, need vectors back for visual approach 26 right. Fly heading 095 and expect visual for 26 right, West 1805. 492, copy, rolling 26 right.
Runway...
Looking good, guys. Let's see how the INS is doing right now.
2286, I have no flight plan on file for you. I need you to refile. After more file down to 2286. 99, Tango, the
that was me.
6016, runway 2, trees, left split land.
This was me flying, so not ideal. But once I turn the autopilot on, you can see it's more or less lining up on these fixes pretty good.
Western 1805, set and maintain 3000. Set and maintain 3000, Western 1805. flight plan should be there for you for those 2286. Yeah, I got it now, those 2286. Westjet 1805, fly 20 degrees to the left. I'll give you just a little bit more spacing out there. Confirm 20 degrees to the left, Westjet 1805. Trim wings 492, send maintain 8000.
Send maintain 8000. Spirit flight.
American 2276, finally, I can give you a direct to Brian.
Hey, the takeoff checklist is complete.
Can I get that phonetically? I'm sorry, American 2276. You know, never mind. American 2276, never mind on that. Send a maintain flight level 240. Send a maintain flight level 240, American 2276. You can tell it's been a long night for me. All good, you've been doing good. I heard your spacing and I've been watching it on the radar. I call that losing my mind insanity. EPS 716, clear right to Glazer if you're not there just yet.
Direct laser, 716. We're already direct laser.
I believe it was Antonov 2103. Contact Memphis Center 132.55.
13255, copy, good night.
Man, we get some gnarly wind out here or something.
1098 chipper 13000. The Atlanta altimeter is 301 train.
That wind speed's 308 at 90 knots. So we got a 90 knot headwind right now.
Hello, sir. Hello, got it.
Or 80 knot headwind component.
Flat down. Climb it. 2928 Heavy Atlanta Center. Climb and maintain, flight level 380. Climb and maintain, flight level 380, that is William.
$1,000 to level off.
Check.
1257 Echo, the Birmingham altimeter is 3021. 3021, 1257 Echo. Westjet 1805, turn right heading 180.
Hey, we're approaching
Right,
our cruise
180,
altitude, crew.
1805. Drill wings 492, descend and maintain 6000.
Descend and maintain 6000. Spirit flight.
Alright, we'll accelerate up to 0.85 Mach, and then we'll set the auto throttle to maintain 0.85. Okay, getting close to that our cruise speed here. And once we get there, we're going to go down and press the Mach button right there. I'll go ahead and do it now.
Southwest 1098, runway 26 right.
Now you see the engine thrust roll back here.
Westjet 1805, flighting 240 on the local after 26 right.
And I'll go ahead and set the N1 limit mode to cruise or a Mach hold.
And just so we're on the same page, Westjet 1805. Was it
And
me
the
who
auto
lost your
throttle will
approach there earlier?
pull back the power to get back to the
Yeah,
Mach
I was a
limit.
little bit too
Overshot
high and
it
a
a
little
bit.
too fast there, but it's all good, no worries. Gotcha, you always learn from this. I got busy, so I wasn't sure if I messed you up or not. Just before we got the field set. Nah, man, you're good, I understand.
Alright guys, we're cruising. We made it. We've done it. Alright, let's grab another VOR.
399 Tango, you finally made it in Knoxville. Welcome to it. Exit left and then we can taxi to NV Alpha. Control and taxi to NV Alpha. 39 Tango, thanks for your help. Sorry about all that, we'll catch you next time. You did good, better than me.
Awesome, guys. We did it. We took off. We're cruising.
2286 at Atlantis Center.
Let's start talking about descent planning. So, if we take a look at our en route chart here, the flight plan has a top of descent calculated around
02010.
top of descent after donuts.
Burns Road 492, you should be flying over there by Cuba, but you're
19
flying
miles after donuts.
Is it Depot?
Which I think is actually really pushing it. Because, right, 19 miles after donuts for top of descent.
Droid 492, I need you to make that right turn, sir, because you're going to be too fast and you're going to be too high. So I need to get you vectors for resequencing. Right turn heading 06.
We need to cross Cobbs at 16,000 feet at 280 knots.
Go on the other side through the localizer.
So that, if we're cruising at flight level 290, that means we have to lose 13,000 feet, right? And we're cruising pretty fast right now, about 325 knots. So we have to lose 45 knots of airspeed and 13,000 feet. And typically, the rough calculation is 3 miles for every 1,000 feet you need to descend.
We got the field in sight now. There was a little bit of fog over the field, but I got
13,000 feet times 3 is 39 miles, but we have to lose a lot of airspeed too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do altitude times 4, which would be 52 miles. So 52 miles from Cobbs. Right? 52 miles from Cobbs is what I'm going to start down. Otherwise, we're gonna blow through that speed restriction. So keep that in mind. Our top of descent is 52 miles from Cobbs, despite what the flight plan says. Because if you look at this top of descent, right, we would only have 25 miles to get down. That's just not enough.
Atlanta Center evening, exec jet 619 on the ground at Peachtree Cobb Airport.
Yeah. So we're gonna start our top of descent much sooner than what it says. So that's something you have to do in this aircraft because you don't have.
Jet 619 Atlanta Center, cleared to the Kilo Romeo Victor Lima Airport.
You don't have VNAV, right? You have to do all the vertical calculations yourself.
Maintain 4,000, expect flight level 410, 1 minutes after departure. Departure frequencies with me, squawk 1725. Hold your read back here just for a second. Runway 492, left turn heading 360.
Man, the INS is killing it tonight. Look at that. Right down the center.
Jet 619, read back, squawk code.
Beautiful.
Squawk 1725, exec jet 619.
Jet 619, read back is correct. You expect either 3 left or 3 right for departures. Call back and ready for taxi. The Atlanta altimeter is 3012.
So, call you back for taxi and expect 3 left or 3 right. Jet 619.
Runway 492, continue that left turn heading 3, show us your door on the localizer.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and go over this arrival. Crossing Cobbs at 280, between 14 and 16, Little at 12, Potty at 10, Oldies at 8, Kyla at 7, Bourbon 6,000 feet. We'll get our aircraft slowed down quite a bit. I'm thinking about 210 knots right here. We'll expect the ILS 35 left approach. 35 left approach, we'll cross Bourbon at 6, Ollie at 4, Cardinal 2400, 30-degree glide path. Touchdown zone is at 464 feet, RVR is 1800, decision altitude 200, radio altimeter. MSA is 3600 feet from the Louisville VOR. Missed approach, climbing 1000 and climbing left turn to 4000 on heading 240, now bound on the Louisville Radial 279 to Damon, DME 24.5.
The Atlanta Center is going to be closing up here in just about 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, no. I gotta get off. Join us 492, continue that left turn heading 240 to regional.
Left turn 240.
Okay, let's update. Let's update our VORs to keep the LTN updated. Let's do this one. Alright, check that out. See this, guys? INS updating, right? So as soon as you tune a new VOR, the INS will talk to the new VOR and compare where it thinks it's at to the DME to that VOR, and it'll kind of triangulate its location. So you want to see these lights turn on. That's why we're constantly updating these DMEs. This feeds accuracy into your LTN 92.
Localizer maintain 210 knots. 4
Southwest 1098. Descend to maintain 4,000 speed 210.
4,000 and 210 Southwest 1098.
Last American 1045 entering airspace, descending on the Chesses 6, Charlotte.
American 1045, Atlanta Center, this is shot out Timber Street, 006,
Alright, I'm going to open up the number 1 and number 4 reserve tanks.
We're
We're hitting close to top of descent, and we need to balance out this fuel. So we're going to open these valves and drain the reserve fuel into the main tanks here.
Atlanta Center, Canadian American 379, passing 1,2000, climbing to 16,000.
American 379, Atlanta Center, climb maintain 17,000.
17,000 for American 279.
And the Raleigh Durham Mount 7 Street 003.
3003, American 279.
Number 1257 Echo, contact Memphis Center 132.55. How's it going?
Memphis 3255, thanks, we'll see you 1257 Echo.
Take care. American 2276, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
32.55, American 2276.
Check.
Remember,
Atlanta Center,
52 miles from Cobb's is when we're going to start down.
ready to taxi with like 3 right.
Dutch at 319, Atlanta Center, White Tree right, you can taxi via Alpha, cross on White Tree left, short.
The descent approach checklist, let's go over landing data.
3 right via Alpha, cross 3 left,
landing.
hold short 3 right.
I'm going to read data from the sim, but you can also change it
Center,
here.
Voyager 35, 12 miles north of the Greensboro Vortex, level 400.
Our estimated landing weight is actually going to be
Voyager 35 and Atlanta Center.
54. Let's put that in.
Welcome.
Flaps 30.
GPS 716 in Atlanta Center. Contact Indianapolis Center 128.22.
2822 for UPS 716 Heavy. So long.
So long.
Atlanta Center, Qatari 244 Heavy.
Andy Center, good evening. UPS 716 Heavy with you, flight level 290.
Your 716 Indy, center welcome.
Alright, landing data. Okay. Airport's going to be SDF. Landing 35 left. Sim weather.
And number 1 Romeo West Houston, pilots.
I'll set the CV box.
1000, the Parkersburg altimeter
VREF is 139, final approach speed 145.
PD 1000.
Landing distance with auto brakes minimum is 8,000 feet, so we'll use auto brakes minimum.
Indy Center, Delta CC31 is requesting a step away for just a few minutes.
Okay, we've already gone over the arrival approach briefing. Decision altitude 200.
Just like 4 or 5 minutes.
I'm gonna set that right here.
Stand by 1 second. Let's see if I can get your hand off to that first.
Seatbelt signs are on.
We can wait till after, it's no big deal.
Alright.
Yeah, about 42 miles till top of descent.
American 689, the winds are 310 with date, runway 24 right, clear to land.
The winds, clear to land, 24 right, American 689.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at our approach chart here and grab some numbers off of there. So the course is 350. The frequency is 109.35. For missed approach, it's gonna be radial 279, and the Louisville VOR is 114.8. All right, keep that in mind.
One Romeo Whiskey, advise you 50 weather note tabs on your approach request for box field.
All the above we have, and RNAV 28, 1 Romeo Whiskey.
And roll out Romeo Whiskey, roger.
INS updating. Well, that's what we like to see.
One Romeo Whiskey, descend, pilot discretion, maintain 5,000.
Excuse me, PDE 5000, 1 Romeo Whiskey.
American 683, left when able, taxi to parking via Uniform Romeo.
Turn left when able, taxi to the gate via Uniform Romeo, American 689. Thanks for ATC, have a good night.
CDS 716, code direct Cobbs, descend via the Level 1 arrival, landing north, the Louisville altimeter 3028.
Okay, clear direct Cobbs and descend via the level 1. UPS 716 heavy. Alright crew, now we need to go direct. Let me show you how to do that. So you're gonna go here, and we're gonna click direct, and we're gonna go to Cobbs. Hit enter, and now we're going direct to Cobbs.
1631, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
Enter to accept. Alright, aircraft is turning to go direct Cobbs.
162.55 for Delta 1631, thank you.
And we have our descent coming up here in about 16 miles.
3341, descend via the Gibbs 4 arrival, landing south, the India altimeter 3025.
Descend via the Gibbs 4 arrival, landing south, leaving 3341.
Now we're going direct Cobbs, so we're cutting these two guys out right here. INS is working perfectly. Beautiful. All right, crew, let's prepare for descent. So what we're gonna do here is we will dial this down to basically 15,000. Hit altitude select. We'll go to vertical speed mode, and we'll head down. All right, let's go ahead and do it now. One 5,000, and I'm gonna go vertical speed. 2,500 feet per minute. Okay, auto throttle needs to start pulling the power back. It's a little slow sometimes, so you may gain a little bit of Mach speed. Just be aware of that. You may need to use some speed brake in here at some point. Alright, we are descending. I'm going to go ahead and set the auto throttle to speed mode. We're getting a little close to our barber pole here.
41, contact any approach 119 or .05.
Austin approach 119.05, so it's 3341 mostly up.
I'm going to start reducing speed to 280.
Heavy center, leader 961, flight level 324, climbing 370.
Leader 961, ND center, welcome.
Hello.
So we got 10,000 feet to go, 42 miles. Airspeed's coming down. Alright guys, looking good here.
4264, Washington Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Roger, frequency change approved, United 2264, see you.
Entity Center Southwest 296 with you, 32.2 for flight level 390.
Southwest 296, ND Center, welcome.
Indy Center, American 6299-370.
American 6299, ND Center, welcome.
Okay, I got Louisville VOR on the right hand side, and our misapproach altitude, or misapproach radial fly will be 279. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of speed brake in here. Hit that speed down.
Indy Center, good evening. Frontier Flight 1591, we're with you. 31,500.
Altimeter 3028.
1591, ND Center, welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set the altimeters now. Okay, got all the speed brakes in now. Got 22 miles to lose 3,000 feet. So I'm gonna start reducing the vertical speed to 2,000 feet a minute. Take some speed brake out.
Altimeter setting.
Check.
2103 Super, level,
Let's check.
flight level 340.
Alright.
Engine 2103.
1,500 feet a minute, speed brakes, spoilers are tracked.
GPS 716, information Alpha is current, advise preferred runway.
35 left for 716, please.
GPS 716, expect the ILS number 35 left approach.
Okay, looks like the ILS 35 left. UPS 716 heavy. Okay, guys, 1,000 to go.
Indianapolis Center, good evening, Delta 2999, full level 37040 north of
Guys,
Sierra Hawk.
perfect. We're doing awesome.
Delta 2999, Indy Center, welcome aboard and have a ride of a million, ready to copy.
So we need to cross Cobbs. We got a little bit early here, but I'd rather be early than late, because lately I've been overshooting these things.
Delta 2999.
So we're gonna cross Cobbs
You're good to the Atlanta Airport, presence position, direct Nashville,
at 15000, which is right on the money.
Alpha, direct
On
Noob,
speed.
November Echo Whiskey, Bravo, Bravo. Direct I have, India Hotel, Alpha, Victor Echo. Direct Matthew, then the Chipper 1.
Okay, autothrottle coming alive.
Via direct to Nashville, Noob, I have Matthew, and then the Chipper 1 arrival, Delta 2999.
Delta 2999, read that correct. One able direct Nashville.
One able direct Nashville, Delta 2999.
Red flight 5091.
So we came up a little bit short. A little bit short, but that's okay. Descent planning is an ongoing thing for me with this aircraft. So, but you know what? I'd rather be early than late.
Vector flight 5091, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, Frontier flight 5091, sorry about that.
It is Delta 551, good evening. Passing an I-500 for 13 town. Delta 51 Indy Center, climb and maintain level 280. 280, Delta 551.
Okay, next altitude will be level at 12,000 after we pass Cobbs. Okay, new altitude will be 12,000. We're gonna have to go vertical speed, 2,000 feet a minute. At 10 miles to go.
Delta 551, cleared direct to Ultra. Ultra, Delta 551. UPS 716 at Bourbon. Clear the ILS from entry 5 left approach.
1000 to level off.
Cleared. ILS 35 left approach after Bourbon. UPS 716 Heavy. How's it go? Okay, I'm gonna start reducing speed to 245 knots. And keep the altitude heading down 10,000 feet.
Just want to confirm our direct flight is
Vertical speed.
Foxtrot, Oscar, Yankee, Tango, Tango.
1,500.
Negative. Ultra. Common spelling.
Ultra. Just a fucking
Okay, put a little speed brake in here. And keep the altitude heading down to 6,000 feet. That's what we need to cross Bourbon at. So we got 23 miles to get down to 6,000 feet as we decelerate. Spoilers are extended. Okay, there's 250 knots.
Any center, can you spell it for me?
Uniform. Lima. Tango. Romeo Alpha. It's on the Ryman Tree arrival.
Spoilers. Retracted.
Roger, Roger. There's a packet to
10,000.
Track. Okay, approach checklist complete. Alright guys, getting in the home stretch here. I'm going to go ahead and tune in the ILS frequency now, 109.35. And I got the ILS course dialed in. And that is Louisville VOR DME right there on DME 2. $18 miles to Bourbon. I'm gonna start reducing speed to 210 knots.
One 1,000 to level off.
Hey, heading to Kylaw. Okay, flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Okay, direct to Bourbon. Alright, I'm gonna get on a 320 heading here. Let's go heading mode. And I'm gonna turn this over to radio. Now we're on the ILS, and I'll be looking for ILS. This is our localizer. Once I see that coming in, we'll switch over to ILS mode. Guys, we are looking sweet. Look at this. This is beautiful. I don't know what that was, but
Localizer alive.
there we go. Okay, let's switch over to approach mode. Okay. That is the localizer. We just captured it. I'm going to go speed 180, flaps 10.
Flaps
There's the
10.
airport. Okay, now we're just waiting on the glide slope, which should be coming in any second now.
EBS 716, heavy, the winds are 290 runway 35, left, clear to land.
Clear land, 35 left, UPS 716 heavy. Alright, waiting on a glide slope. Alright. Gear down.
Gear down.
We're on the glide slope. Speed. I'm sorry, reducing the final approach speed, which is 145.
Brickyard 4421, flight level 346, climbing to flight level 380. Brickyard 44
Flaps
for
20.
121
Green
Indy Center, welcome.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 25.
Indy Center, United 691 is with you at flight level
Flaps
380.
25.
Flaps 30.
United 691 Indy Center, radar contact.
Flaps 30.
Okay, getting a little bit fast there. Alright, before landing checklist. Landing gears down, green. Spoilers, armed. Auto brakes, minimum. Flaps 30. Altimeter's cross check, missed approach is set, heading is 350. Missed approach altitude 4000 set. And we are clear to land. Hey, thanks HD. I hope it helps, man. Yeah, this thing flies like it's so good, man. Okay, at 2,500 feet, I'll disconnect the autopilot and I'll fly it in by hand. I can't wait to fly the MD-11, guys.
Flight 3852.
These things are slow, man. A headphone warning.
3852, Indy Center, enter contact, welcome.
Okay, 10 miles from the airport.
Like 45, 41.
Okay, autopilot.
Sorry I didn't contact you earlier. I was in the shower.
Off throttle.
I thought I disconnected before going, but I guess I didn't.
95, 45, 41, yeah, it's fine. I've had worse work at Anchor Center sometimes. Reset transponder, squawk 1532.
1532, 45, 41.
It is the Delta Flight 51 report the sensor.
Delta 551, cross Ultra at and maintain flyable 230.
Cross Ultra and maintain 230, the top flight 51.
Indianapolis Center, United 337, 12,500 climbing.
337, Indy Center, Collider maintain, flyable 360.
Flight level 360,
Delta 2999, Memphis Center is closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, Delta 2999, good night.
Speed. Okay, 1 dot high, correcting. Okay, back on glide.
One thousand. Approaching 3-5 left.
Everyone, clear subway for about 10 minutes. I think that pressure will keep. And,
Okay, 500 stable.
Let me know when you're back.
Mr. Bush altitude set.
45, 41.
500.
About to 551. Admin
Landing.
center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Change advisory frequency, Delta 551, half your days here.
Glide
50,
slope.
40.
Glide slope.
30. 20. 10.
Indy Center, good evening, Delta 2657, flight level 320, about 20 south of the limit.
Delta 2657, Indy Center, radar contact, welcome.
Out off reverse. 60 knots. Auto brake off.
Thanks, HD. That was pretty good. Yeah, I was happy with that landing.
Legend 961 Atlanta Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Over to you to come, Legend 961, good night.
Indy Center, UPS 716 Heavy is clear of 35 left. Taxi ramp 9.
UB 716 heavy taxi to parking via Charlie. Have a good day.
Parking via Charlie, UPS 716 Heavy. And thank you. Alright guys, so we're clear of at Foxtrot Charlie's the inboard one. We're going to take it down, left turn into here.
Good evening, JetBlue 2055 0300.
Alright, let's go.
At the 2055 Indy Center, reset transponders.
After landing checklist, spoilers, flaps.
346 for JetBlue 2055.
Flaps up.
Auto brakes.
India for Center, good evening, citation 7 Papa Tango. Climbing to 504,
Mixer
passing 50300, sir.
Outboard.
Station 7 Papa Tango, Indy
Strokes.
Center, welcome.
Thank you.
And JetBlue 2055, radar contact 52 miles northeast of the Charleston VUR, welcome.
Okay, APU. APU's coming on. Clock. Hold and step trim.
American 6299, Washington Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
After land checklist complete.
Record 4421, clear direct to Wisna, cross Wisna at and maintain level 340.
Clear direct Wisna, cross Wisna at 340, level 340. Record 4421.
Let's take a look at stable approach information. All right, so we crossed threshold a little bit low, 42 feet. Touchdown zone was nice, 1,800 feet, 142 feet per minute. Centerline deviation was a little bit, basically on center for touchdown, but the rollout we got a little bit to the right, but that was as we were exiting.
Southwest 2 at 96, Atlanta.
I would call this a pretty good landing.
Terminated, freeing to change approved.
Alright, over to the dark side, Southwest 296. See you.
Southwest 69, Kansas City Center is closed, or radar service terminated, freeing to change approved. Off to the dark side, see you later. Southwest 69, offset 128.8. 5091, Atlanta Center is closed, or radar service terminated, freeing to change approved.
Okay, parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Water standby. APU gens. Fuel switches.
255, Indy Center, good to Scott Air Force Base as filed.
Alright, trim air.
Maintain
Off.
4,000,
Pack
next flight
valves.
26010 minutes after departure. Departure this
Off.
frequency is Mark 26.
Engine bleeds. Off. APU bleed on. Window heat. Probe heat. Hydraulic pumps.
255 on request and verify equipment subjects.
Beacon light.
We're slant standard.
So do you have GPS?
INS.
Negative, we just have VOR capabilities.
And
Can you
lights.
fly attack in?
Safer.
Alright, roger.
Okay, wheel chocks.
Cockpit to ground. Put the chocks on. Cockpit to ground. Connect
Wow.
ground power.
Michael, thank you so much, man.
380 Indy Center,
What do I need to start VATSIM on Microsoft 2024? Well, I don't fly Microsoft 2024, but I'm going to help you anyway. You wait right there. Oh, bro, chill. Okay. All right. Parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Ground power. I'm going to help you out with that. I know what you need. Thank you so much for the super chat, dude. That's really awesome. I really appreciate that stuff. All right. And APU off. And that is it, guys. We made it. This was an awesome flight. Guys, I'm loving this plane right now. I hope you enjoyed that flight. But let's help out Michael here. He was so generous to us. So what you're going to need for Microsoft Flight Simulator is something called vPilot. So I use xPilot because I'm on X-Plane. But Microsoft Flight Simulator uses vPilot. So Michael, you need to go here. This is step one. You need to download this thing. Okay? This is how you're going to interface your Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 with the VATSIM network. So you just go over here to download this latest thing right here. Okay, there's one more thing you're probably going to need. It's probably FSU IPC. Let me see if that's the thing. FSU IPC. Nope. Well, here, let me show you that. So you got this, right? You're probably going to need to download this, but I'm not certain because I don't fly Microsoft Flight Sim anymore. So FSU IPC. I'm going to drop this link in the chat for you. Oh, Xbox. Oh. Okay. MS 2024 Xbox and VATSIM. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So, my understanding here, VATSIM is not compatible with the Xbox platform at this time. So I thought you were on PC, so everything I sent you was for PC. If you're on Xbox, it does not appear that you're going to be able to do VATSIM. So that's what I'm getting right here. So unfortunately at this time, until you get on PC, I don't think you're going to be able to do online flying with an Xbox.
Indy Center, Sun Country 3043, passing.
Sorry, man. I hate to be the bad news. But if you ever get on PC, you come over to my Discord. I got tons upon tons of Microsoft Flight Simulator pilots here that'll be very happy to help you. In fact, I would say at least half of these guys here fly Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The other half are X-Plane. But I have some pilots that fly on both. So whenever you do get on PC, what do I need for PC computer? Can I use a PC and how much will that be to start? Oh. Okay. Well, tell you what. Let's do this. Let me show you what I got, and I'll tell you about how much the parts are going to cost you. Okay? So check this out. I'm just going to open up a random video here just because I want to get to my video description.
When it was time to add my...
So look at this. This is what I got on my computer. This computer is about 3 years old, but I did some upgrades lately. I'm gonna itemize the parts for you to give you an estimate about how much it's going to cost. This case you can get for about 150 bucks, or a decent case for about 150 bucks, maybe less. This a power supply, about 100 bucks. This let's see, this thing right here. This is a really nice hard drive. It's an M.2. That's going to cost you about 160 bucks. Now this is where you're really going to get jacked up. Memory right now is extremely expensive. I bought this a few weeks ago for $700. Now, you don't need this much memory. You can get away with 32 gigs in most cases. I do a lot of video editing, rendering, multiple things going on at once, so the 64 gigs actually helps me. Oh, let me turn this guy off. That stuff helps me, having extra memory. Most people do not need that. This is a 3-year-old motherboard. You could probably get this for super cheap, although this has been superseded by better stuff. So this thing costs right now 250 bucks. This video card that I bought here, I bought about for $1,500 in May of 2025. You can get this one for actually not that much. This 5080 can be had for about $1,100. I've paid $1,500 for it, but it's quite a bit cheaper. So that's cool. This processor is 3 or 4 years old now, so it has been long since superseded. But this particular one is only 260 bucks, although there's nicer stuff that Intel makes and AMD that's going to be about 450 bucks. And then this is a liquid water cooler that I have on my CPU. This particular thing costs about, let me see, 80 bucks, 90 bucks. So all said and done, you're looking at about 2,500 to $3,000 for a decent computer. And the memory and the video card are going to be your biggest expenses. You can use a TV. The problem is going to be the refresh rate. So I use a 47-inch, 144 megahertz refresh rate monitor, right? My second monitor to my right is a TV, which is 1080, 60 hertz. I don't need a high refresh rate on that, but you want a high refresh rate on this, or it's just going to look really laggy and stuttery. Most TVs typically have a refresh rate of about 60 hertz. So you can do that, but you're going to be limited to you're going to be severely limiting the performance of your computer and the graphics with the straight TV. You can't do it because you can get yourself a Roku TV that's 30, 40 something inches, 4K one for $300, but the refresh rate's going to be the problem with that. Yeah, you don't have a yoke or rotor pedals either. That's I don't know how you fly a plane like this, for example. I don't know how you do that without all this crap, right? I got the whole throttle quadrant. I got the yoke. I got rotor pedals underneath. I got a Airbus side stick on my left over here, which when I fly Airbus is what I use for primary flight control. When I fly everything else, it's my steering tiller. So I don't personally know how you could use a controller to do what all this does. You might be able to do it, but that's going to be difficult. So this hobby is not a cheap hobby. You're looking thousands of dollars to get into this, right? I probably got, let's see, probably about $1,200 just on my desk and controlling things. And oh, that's not even including this autopilot panel, which I'm not currently using because this aircraft doesn't really have a use for it. But yeah, that's another expense. So yeah, dude, this is a cheap hobby. This is not a cheap hobby. I hate to tell you. It just depends on what you want to do. If you want to fly little like general aviation planes, you might be able to get away with a controller. But if you want to fly big stuff like this, AMD-11, 737, 747, I don't know how you do it without all this. I couldn't do it. Anyway, I do hope that answers some of your questions. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off now because I got to go to work tomorrow. What about the captain? What about Captain Will? Captain Will? Tell me what you mean by that. What's Captain Will? I'll stick around and answer that question. What is Captain Will? I know Captain Ron. Oh, I don't know who that is. You go and ask him. I don't know who that is. I kind of mind my own business. I have a couple close YouTuber friends that I converse with, like HD Sim and a couple other guys, but all those other people, I don't know who they are. You can go check on his channel though. Anyway, Michael, if you need more help or have more questions, come over to my Discord server. A link is in the video description. We can answer more of your questions over there. I got hundreds of people there that could probably help you more even than I can because I just don't do console stuff. But I'm sure somebody else does. Anyway, thanks again for the donation. Everybody else, you have a great evening, and maybe we'll fly again tomorrow. Bye-bye.